Welcome, coaches. Welcome, everyone. I appreciate you coming to the video here and paying attention to my content. Today's topic, we're going to talk about how to read the backside end or the five technique on a run away from the end. And we're going to show you three things that the defensive end can do and how we coach the quarterback to respond to each of those three movements. So if you've ever been in a situation where the defensive end is playing games with you, then this video is perfect for what you're trying to achieve. Coaches, thanks for choosing the video today. Thanks for taking time to watch it. If you're a first timer, I hope you enjoy the content and you come back for more. This video will go up on YouTube and Facebook. So please give it a thumbs up, make comments about the video, share the video, like or follow my Facebook page. Bang that bell for those notifications. Yes, drop that atomic elbow on that subscribe button and bang that bell for those notifications on the YouTube page. So today's video, we're going to look at this picture that we have here in front of you, and we're going to read this defensive end, this five technique, and we're going to teach the quarterback to respond based on the five techniques movement. So understand that I just said that quarterback will respond. That is very important because we're not teaching them to react. React kind of has this tendency to sound like you're overreacting or you just kind of react willy-nilly to things. We don't want that. We want the quarterback to see something with his eyes and then respond with his body to this stimulus that's going to force him to either hand the ball off to the running back or pull the ball and run himself around the edge. So we said there are three things, the three reads of the five technique. In our picture here on the screen, don't be concerned with the perimeter. Don't be concerned with the X on the backside or on the front side of the play and the screen on the backside. Don't be concerned with that. We are only worried about this five technique. I have not drawn up any blocking scheme for the offensive lineman because it could be any run to the left, whether it is a gap scheme to the left or whether it is a zone scheme to the left. Doesn't really matter. We are running to the left. We are in a pistol formation. Now, this pistol is different than most people run because when someone's running a zone scheme or a gap scheme to the left, they may offset, the running back may offset by his footwork to receive the ball or mesh with the quarterback. I, on the other hand, make my quarterback get off the midline, and the running back has full ownership of the midline. So that may be a little different. But we are in the pistol here, but this same reads can take place if the running back is in a flat back to the quarterback's right or a flat back to the quarterback's left. And it's important to understand that you are running the ball to the left, whether it's cut back or inside zone, outside zone, mid zone, counter, dart, whatever it may be to the left. That's what we're running. So the quarterback's off the midline, the running back's on the midline, the mesh takes place. The quarterback gets off the midline and his eyes go to the five technique. His eyes go to the backside defensive end, and he's going to read. Now, he's going to read what that guy does. We have five offensive linemen. They have six defenders in the box. So we take our five linemen and we block five defenders. So we can handle the six technique, the three technique, the shade, the wheel, and the mic. We can block those five with our five linemen, but we have to read that extra guy, that sixth man. We have to read it, and that's what the quarterback is reading. Okay? So if the five technique does what I call a scream movement, and that is playing the B gap, even though he's aligned in C gap on the snap of the ball. If he gets a down block or a pull, something where that offensive tackle, his key, goes inside or pulls, then he will scream down the line of scrimmage, but he will be behind the line, the offensive line. He will be along the butt of the offensive line. He runs really tight. He's not going to get any penetration upfield at all, because if you run that banana, that a lot of teams will come upfield and then see it's a mesh and then bend for it. He's not going to have any chance at all to make a play. We don't even practice that. If he screams down the line of scrimmage. That's why we call it a scream technique. Down the line, he is playing the B gap from behind the line of scrimmage post snap along the butt of the O lineman. Then that is a pull read for us. Quarterback will pull and run. He may run to throw, he may run to run, whatever the case may be. All right. Now, a lot of times you need to prepare your quarterback and understand, have a plan for, which we do, but this video is not about it. If they scream and scrape the mic will scrape outside to play the linebacker. So if that happens, you have other things that you need to do to stay in control of the defense. And once again, that'll be in another video. But this video, we're only talking about the 3 movements of that 5 technique. If he screams, you're also probably going to get a scrape. If you don't get a scrape, then you're playing a very poor defense. The defense, if they're going to scream behind the line of scrimmage along the butt of the O lineman by the read, by the defensive end, by the 5 technique, then the mic should scrape behind him. So they have what's called a gap exchange. The 5 plays the B gap, and the mic scrapes and plays the C gap. If the 5 doesn't play the B gap, then the mic has to play the B gap in the box. So going back to what we're saying here, the scream down the line of scrimmage to chase the running back, and the mic will scrape. So a lot of times the scream will be accompanied by a scrape. Scream and scrape. That's one reaction by the 5 technique that we teach them. The second one is a mesh charge, where the defensive end simply takes off and runs at the mesh with the running back every play. All right, they run upfield to that mesh point. If you have a flat back, if the F is over here to the side, it could be either side, then this side especially, the mesh will take place closer to the 5 technique, closer than if he's in the pistol, especially if the F is coming down the midline in that pistol. All right, very important to understand. Mesh charge, flat back is closer to the 5 technique than the pistol. That's one of the reasons I like the pistol better. It gets the mesh further away, and the quarterback has time. Quarterback has a little bit more time to make his read and decide what he's going to do. So if you're not in the pistol, I would encourage you to look into that and explore it, where the running back is down the midline to the center's crack every play. All right. So we have the mesh charge, and that mesh charge tells us, I've heard some people say hand off every time. Some people say pull quicker than usual and get around the edge. If you have an athletic quarterback, then you can pull and get on the edge, then I would encourage you to do so. If you have a slow-footed quarterback, one that's not a good runner, not good in space, then I would encourage you to hand the ball off. So that kind of depends on your personnel. I've done it both ways. I used to always say just hand off on a mesh charge, but I've kind of changed that based on the personality and the ability of my quarterback. The third and final technique of the 5 technique here will be what's called hold and fold. He will hold, that tackle blocks down, zones away from him, pulls. He will shuffle down the line of scrimmage, but he will hold with his hips and his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage. So if the quarterback pulls it, he can redirect and sprint to get down the line of scrimmage to the perimeter. If he hands off, he can turn and chase the running back at that point. He will shuffle down and squeeze that gap from the outside in on the line of scrimmage. That's called hold and fold. So all you need to do is show your quarterback these 3 movements and teach them how to respond. Now, if you get a hold and fold, once again, it depends on the personality of your team. If you're in the pistol, the F has a little bit more of ability to stay away from that hold and fold 5 technique. If you're in the flat back, that can still happen if you're running, counter play, which is going to hit a little bit wider, dart, if you're in outside zone mid zone, those kind of things you can get by with. You can get by with that with the hold and fold. If you have a quarterback that can run a little bit and your 5 technique shuffles down on the hold and fold move, the quarterback can pull from the running back and get on the edge. Run the ball to get on the edge, and then from there you can teach them to throw it, to run it, whatever you want, the personality that your offense is going to take. But these are the three things that we teach. And when we teach quarterbacks to read defenders, we teach them to read three things, whether it's a pass defender, whether it's a run read defender, whatever it is. We only show them three movements, and that teaches them how to respond properly to those movements. So once again, a scream, a lot of times accompanied by a scrape by the linebacker. Scream down the line of scrimmage. You have a mesh charge at the mesh point, and you have a hold and fold where they're shuffling down the line of scrimmage and squeezing from the outside in. If you get a scream, that's definitely a pull. If you get a mesh charge, I used to say it was definitely a handoff. Now I coach it up based on my quarterback. And if you get a hold and fold, once again, you're okay handing off. But if you have an athletic quarterback that can pull and get on the edge, then you may have more success that way as well, depending on the personality of your offense and the personality of your quarterback. Okay, coaches, that concludes the video. Those are the three movements that we try to teach our quarterback to see with his eyes and respond with his body to the movement of that defensive end or that five technique. Hope you enjoyed the content. Once again, this is going to go up on YouTube and Facebook. Like the channel, like the video, like my page. Bang that bell for those notifications. Drop that atomic elbow on that subscribe button. And if you like more of this type of content, I have other videos on a Patreon channel. I'll put all that information in the description down below. Thanks for your time. Magnify your blessings each and every day. I appreciate you watching the videos and having an interest on what I have to say. And coaches, have a beautiful, blessed day. And as I said earlier, magnify those blessings.